I'm making a homemade rice-a-roni, and here are some of the spices I am using. Now, I don't know if you guys grew up on rice-a-roni. This is...
Okay, I have this sped up because I noticed the video's like 34 minutes or whatever, and I don't feel like killing my brain cells by sitting for a half an hour watching this crap. So that's why it's sped up. And I digress because, wow, a stick and a half of butter in that vermicelli. Diabetes who?
Francisco treat. So I'm starting with some vermicelli noodles, and I'm going to fry them in some butter. Yeah, I know, a lot of butter. Maybe at least like almost a stick, 3/4 of a stick. A little tiny bit of oil.
What?
And you want to fry the vermicelli noodles.
So butter and oil just to make that diabetes pop.
Until they're nice and brown. Like, you know how they're white before or yellow? They have to be brown now. So once they're brown, I add the rice, basmati rice that's been soaking for about a half an hour in
That's
some
wrong.
water.
I can
and
tell
I added
right
some
now that's wrong.
chicken stock cubes. I added 2 of those. And I'm going to cook it until it's bubbling like this. So you want to boil it until it's got bubbles on the surface like this, and then reduce the heat
The rice
and
is
let it
horrible.
cook for another 14
That's
minutes. And here is the result.
disgusting.
Our homemade curry rice-a-roni. Yes.
That's not the way you make
and
rice.
accompanying the rice this evening, I have a homemade rotisserie chicken. I just put in the...
First of all, ma'am, that's not a rotisserie chicken. You need a rotisserie device to make a rotisserie chicken. I don't believe you have one of those. And not only that, that looks burnt. Did you have your oven to 5,000 degrees? Chantal, did you learn that cooking tip from Skeletor El Scammy over there at Dee Dee's Tuna's house?
Oven.
Burnt.
And, as you can see, it's juicy. The juice is coming out the leg there with a whole bunch of spices.
You cooked
just
that
my
to death.
Pretty much entire spice rack. And here is my din din. Hello guys. Assalamu.
She said, "Here is my din din." So another clue and more proof that Chantal, you live by yourself.
Welcome back to another video. This is, I guess, a mukbang. Eat dinner with me, whatever you want to call it. I'm eating on camera. So
I asked this question, Chantal. Isn't this breaking terms of service? Because you were just on here admitting that you have a disease, LOL, an eating disorder, binge eating disorder, food addiction, blah, blah, blah. And now you're posting a mukbang. So isn't this basically making money off an addiction, which is breaking terms of service, Chantal?
Oh yeah, if eating bugs you, then this might not be the video for you. It's been a little while since I've done this recorded. Since I've been back, I haven't done one yet. So let's get to. So I'm just having something I had for...
And I'd like to point out something. Look at the size of the plate. That's not a plate, that's a platter. Because it's almost the width of her body. So that's not a normal size dinner plate, Chantal. And not only that, take a look at that. That is dry. You didn't wash that at all. So you took one of your swollen hands into the lettuce box or bag, whatever you had that in, and just dumped it on a plate without washing it. Disgusting.
You guys saw in the intro how I made the rice. Very good vermicelli curry rice.
You made it wrong.
And just a roasted chicken with a bunch of spices on it, you know.
That chicken is
all kinds
dry.
of
I can
spices. I
see
just throw
already.
pretty much every spice I have on it. And put a bit of olive oil. So some water and some yogurt. So bismillah. And let's get to.
And that's probably what burned on the bottom of that roasting pan. Is she probably bought cheap olive oil. Well, it's labeled olive oil, but it probably has other crap in it. It's probably not pure olive oil, and that's why it burnt in the pan with all those crappy spices that she bought.
So this is like one of my favorite meals. You guys know I have little baby pickles.
Everything is your favorite meal.
Greens, arugula. And I'm just gonna take a piece of chicken.
That chicken is dry as fuck.
Beauty bite.
Oh my goodness.
The chicken is nice and tender. Wow.
No, it's not. It's dry. It's almost chicken jerky.
So I want to talk to you guys.
And I love that she's using a serving spoon.
My cat's playing in the background. Story time. Of
And from Chantal's video the other day, because she's trying to tell us, that she's on her weight loss journey, health journey, glow up or whatever. This meal is automatically healthy because she added those greens. So it X's out any type of fat or horrible things in it. Because the greens are there, it's healthy.
my travel journey.
Everything's a journey.
From start to finish. Now, I have done like little bits here and there in live streams, but alright. So, I find this travel very exhausting.
Gee, I
But I
wonder
also
why.
see it as like a challenge, and
A challenge.
no matter how unhealthy I am, the Aries in me loves challenges.
BS. BS.
My personality.
You don't love challenges. You never complete anything. You start something and then you don't complete it. You're a complete failure at everything you do.
So, so my flight was like booked so my flight was booked on April 24th,
Think of
the
the lie.
Wednesday. And I had it booked for a little while because
A lie.
if you book international flights last minute, it's crazy. Just go on the Qatar website and try to book something last minute. You'll see.
First of all, that's with any flight. I mean, even in the United States, Chantal, if you want to book a flight like the next day, it's going to be expensive for any flight. So, I mean, what is this a flex that you're dumb and you didn't get your tickets ahead of time? Is this what you're trying to say? Because it's not a flex. It makes you look stupid and ill-equipped to travel.
So I decided that I wanted to come back for sure. I told Salah, he booked me a flight.
Oh, look at the little flex. Did you see that? Oh, I think he paid around $1,400. Oh, that's why they're broke.
And I decided to take the same bus I always take. My family always offers to drive me.
BS. She's been watching because all of us are saying that, oh, dang, your family
Especially
won't
my
even
aunt.
take you to the
My
airport.
mom works a lot,
Sure, we're at the neighbors.
and she's very nervous driving to airports because they're busy.
Sure.
But my aunt,
That's the
she's more
excuse your mom is using.
at ease with that. And you know what? I say no. Because I don't
Okay.
really like putting people out
Lie.
for that reason.
You're such a bad liar, Chantal.
You know, it's a lot of traveling and it's just gas and this and that. Although I would pay for gas, but
You're such a
or
liar.
offer to. They would be like, no. Anyway, so
I mean, you could. It doesn't make sense to me because you have a car, your Barney purple Kia that you have. You could have literally hopped in your own car, have your auntie sit shotgun, drive to the airport, and then she could take your car and drive it back. Does that make sense to you? So stop lying. Everybody knows that your family doesn't want to take you to the airport. You sound stupid.
there's a bus called Orleans Express. It's a very good charter bus, so I dropped my car off. I call a taxi. So basically on the 24th, I decided my bus was at 2:15. So I had to drop my car off. So I drove up around 11:30. Said my goodbyes, everything. Dropped my car, called the taxi. I was
Sure, you
1:30.
said your goodbyes. You probably knocked on the door and they probably hid like there was Jehovah Witnesses knocking at the door. Your family, I don't think wants anything to do with you, Chantal.
Taxi had trouble finding me, so I was like a few minutes late. Plus, you took like the long way to where I needed to go, so I wasn't too happy about that. But whatever.
What a Karen, always complaining. She's that bitch. Shove that in that face hole. Shove it in. Jeez.
I got dropped off at the wrong location, and that's my fault because the last time when I came to Canada, the bus dropped me off on the one side of the street. Okay. And that's the drop-off location. The pickup is on the other side of a busy street. Huge, like, 4-lane.
It's probably like a regular street.
Busy office area, like downtown area. Finally, 2:15 rolls around. And I have my luggage. Like, my suitcase was 25 kg. I had my carrier, the other checked luggage, sorry. My backpack and my CPAP. This is so good,
Oh
by the
man,
way.
imagine that sight in the middle of traffic. Imagine. That would have been hilarious.
So then, the bus comes on the other side of the road, and I start panicking because I'm not in the best of shape.
Really?
It's very busy.
I didn't know.
And the bus doesn't wait that long. They load people's luggage, and there weren't that many people waiting, and then they leave. From experience. So I was yelling. I'm like, hey, imagine me yelling, dragging my luggage across the median. People are beeping at me because I'm like stopping
Oh
traffic.
man, imagine. I would have paid to see that. Imagine.
I saw.
Imagine a 500-pound woman yelling in the middle of traffic with luggage and CPAP marks all over her face. Priceless.
I don't know what it was. Like, I don't know if that's a worm in the arugula. No, I don't want to eat it.
Because
I'm
you
like,
didn't wash it. I'm not surprised. You probably ate a
Anyway.
colony of worms. Because you're nasty. And you don't wash your produce.
So I had to run, and I could hardly breathe.
Run?
Because I had to run from, it was like a huge street, and then to the bus stop was like a little ways down. And I
How did you run with those fupa balls? Did you lubricate those fupa balls so you could move freely?
was running with my luggage. It was so heavy. I'm having trouble breathing.
Gee, heart failure maybe?
I'm yelling, and still the bus driver doesn't hear me. Because
She's
the
ignoring
traffic's
you
so
on
loud,
purpose. That
Right?
bus
But I did make
driver
it there just
is
on time.
ignoring
She was
you.
about to close the thing, and I'm like, she's looking at me like, you know, she wasn't the friendliest, honestly, but
Oh,
whatever. Usually
Yeah.
they put your luggage in for you, and I saw her putting everyone else's luggage in as I'm running there, and because it was heavy, I'm like, I just need a minute. I'm so like I had to run here from. She's like, oh, you were on the other side. I'm like, yeah.
she saw you. I like that bus driver.
So then I'm like, do you mind helping me with my luggage? It's very heavy. And she didn't say anything. She just kind of like came around my luggage and stood there. And then in front, she's like, well, help me. I was like, okay.
Wait a minute. So you, Chantal, expected the bus driver to get out of her driver's seat and to take your luggage and you not help take the luggage in. What do you think this is? Do you think this is like some drive-in Miss Daisy type of shit? You are a scumbag. I don't like people like you. People that treat, people that do, the hard work like that, you treat them like shit. And you think that they're supposed to just service you and deal with your Karenosity attitude. Get the F out of here.
So I helped her.
If I was the bus driver,
And
I
we
would have
both
said no.
managed to-
I would have took that complaint.
And then I just did the other luggage. It wasn't as heavy.
And as a matter of fact, you're the one, right, that doesn't like to give tips to people. So you wanna treat people that do the hard work, the labor like this, and then you want to say that she was being mean and weird towards you or whatever. What type of attitude did you have? Chantal? Holier than thou, Chantal? Better than all of us, Chantal?
So then, like, I probably should have read their policy on, like, helping people, but with their luggage. But the guy, it's usually a guy, and he just
I'm
always
surprised
puts
you
my
didn't
luggage in
throw
the
the
thing.
handicap card.
Like, he gets off the
Ableist,
bus, every time
ableist.
he gets to a stop, opens the thing under the bus and puts everyone's luggage in. So I thought that was what they do. So then,
Jeez. Pig. And I'm going to say it again. There's no way in HE double hockey sticks that a guy younger than her, Salah, glitter tits, birthing hips, is taking this bovine around his family the way her attitude is and the way she eats. No traditional man of the Islamic faith would have a wife like this.
So then, I got on the bus. Nobody sat beside me the whole way. We made a few other stops.
I wonder why.
And I like being alone on the bus because
Nobody sat by you because, number one, you're 500 pounds. You're probably dressed all in black. Your face was probably red like a tomato with CPAP marks on it. You know, people were probably frightened of you. Children are probably screaming and crying.
I know my hijab makes my face shape weird.
The filters make your face shape weird.
I like to just think, you know, and just rest. The bus is comfortable.
Said no one ever. The airport bus is comfortable.
I don't like to, like, talk the whole way. So.
Not that I don't like talking to my loving family. Oh, I like how you tried to sneak that in. They don't want to talk to you, Chantal.
Finally I get there. It's like 4:45. I get out of the bus.
Look, little devil horns.
Get a cart. Put my luggage on it, which was really hard to do, but I did it. And then I get into the terminal.
Gave a little effort.
And I have to make my way to, like, my flight was at 9:35. That's, you know, I think we were boarding. You board before that. I think 8:30 was boarding. So I made my way to departures, which was upstairs, and gate like 500, something like that, for Qatar Airways.
You know, here's a question. I thought, you know, you have a lot of money. You're a woman of leisure. Your husband makes good money. All this kind of junk like that, jazz like that, whatever. How come you didn't hire a driver to go to the airport? That's what I would have done. Because you're broke, that's why.
Already there's a line forming. So I decided, you know, like, the check-in, I think it was only going to open in like an hour. So I sat for like 20 minutes and then decided to start getting in the line as more people were lining up. And even then I had to stand for like 45 minutes.
Oh, so sad.
To check my luggage.
I wonder if people in the line were like standing like 6 feet away from her, like using the old COVID like rules and regulations, 6 feet apart.
A girl said that I was over. My luggage was over. She's like, yeah, it is heavy. You're over by 2 kg. And she's like, it's going to be $100. I'm like, how much is it? Like, you know, I'll just pay. She's like, it's going to be $104. I'm like, I'll pay it. I don't care. And then I told her, I'm like, you know what? My luggage is heavy because it was my birthday trip and I got a lot of extra clothes. And she was like, oh, I don't want to.
You think she really cared about that, Chantal?
I was like, are you sure?
Why? You're 40 years old. Well, you're like a 6-year-old. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Nobody cares. Why are you telling this woman it's your birthday? Nobody cares.
I don't want you to get in trouble. She's like, no, it's okay.
And I highly doubt that story that the girl let her go through.
So I was like, oh.
I thanked her immensely. What I think happened is she got to the line and she was complaining about the bus. The bus driver, you know, gave her attitude, really didn't want to help her. All the trials and tribulations she had to go through to walk through the airport, all that kind of stuff, complaining. And that's probably why they let her go through without paying. Not because, oh, it's her birthday. Get the hell out, Chantal, with your dumb lies.
Okay. Because she wanted me to.
You were causing a scene and they just pushed you through.
From one suitcase to another, and I was like, oh no. I had to sit on that luggage while my mom and sister tried to close it. If I open it, you're going to get hit in the face with a bra or something.
And I'm going to say this with particular people like her, because of her hijab. I'm not going to say all people, but there are certain people that like to pull a race card, a ethnic card, whatever, if they try to go against the policy, like Chantal, she didn't want to pay. They probably pushed her through because they didn't want a problem and they didn't want Chantal to pull that card and make a scene. Something like that. I'm saying this based on certain things that I have seen personally myself, working in certain areas that I've worked in. This crap does happen. But I'm not saying that there isn't racism out there, because there definitely is. But what I'm saying is Chantal is one of those types that will use it and try to use it to her advantage, as
She
she's
just
done
laughed, so I made
already
her laugh too. So making people
on her
laugh does help.
channel.
How you have an attitude about something really makes a difference with how people treat you. So when on travel days, I muster up every ounce of positivity.
Sure you do. No, you don't.
Embrace myself for the fact that it could be a total crap show.
Shove that food right in the face hole.
So, that rice is so good. You guys gotta try that recipe.
No, I won't. Why do you... clearly she's lying and making things up. Look at her, her creepy, dodgy, shifty eyes all over the place. What are you looking at, Chantal? What lies are you thinking of?
So I check in my luggage, get my boarding pass, make my way to security. Everything goes fine.
I'm shocked.
And then I was like, I saw St. Hubert's, and I was like, I really want to eat this one last time because I won't get to eat it for a long time. So I decided to check it out. I got a chicken burger, fries, you saw what I had. And I go to ask for an extra gravy, and she's like, ma'am, there's a whole all-you-can-have gravy dispenser.
I don't... Look at that. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. If I fly international, I always like to stuff myself before the flight. What a freak.
So for my audience who doesn't know St. Hubert's, it's a Canadian chain, French-Canadian chain. A chalet-style chicken, rotisserie chicken place. So good. And their gravy is what makes them. Okay, their barbecue sauce gravy.
Yuck.
So their chicken sauce. It's
How can
so
you be
good.
talking
It's like
about food whilst eating food?
So, although believe it or not, I only had one cup. So then I started.
I don't believe it. Nobody else does as well.
And I'm walking for about 15 minutes.
Did you have to poo-poos in the
And my gate was
airport?
still pretty far away, so I was like, miraculously, on my right side, I come across complimentary. It was like a little mini train station area where you can wait to get complimentary ride to your gate. So you know what? I did that.
Is anyone
But I feel like
shocked
the
by
guy didn't
that?
really want to do it. He comes up and he's like, he pulls the card up and he's like, doesn't say anything to me for a while. And he's like, eventually he's like, you need a ride? I'm like, yes, please.
I mean, is anybody else noticing a theme here? That nobody, none of the employees at the airport wanted to have anything to do with Chantal. Gee, I wonder why.
I'm like, this is my gate. I forget
It's
the
her
number. Is it
fabulous
far? He's like,
personality.
when they do that, I know it's going to be far, so. I get up, put my stuff on the cart before he can say anything. And he takes me to my gate. A lot of people are waiting. He's like, you have a lot of people waiting for your flight, man. So I knew right away it's going to be a full flight.
Don't you love the way that serving
We boarded,
spoon sounds scraping on the
on time.
plastic platter?
I'm not wearing an undercap, so it's like... We board on time. And I had a window seat. And the guy who had the aisle seat, I said, do you want to switch? Because my stomach was feeling weird. And I knew I would have to go to the bathroom. Like, I just didn't want to have to bug people.
Can
to go
you
to the bathroom.
imagine? Okay. I don't even know how it would be physically possible for her to use the bathroom on an airplane and properly wipe herself. I mean, just the logistics of that, no freaking way.
So he was like, yeah, sure, I'll change.
And if they have
Then
a
another guy
bidet, even
came,
that.
big guy, sat in the middle seat. And I had to get a seatbelt extension, so I was like,
You did?
asked the
I'm
lady,
shocked.
the cabin crew, for a seatbelt extender, and everyone was staring at me, like everyone, as she was hooking it up for me.
Because you're huge. I'm saying it like it is, Chantal. You are freakishly huge at like 5 feet tall. Quadruple X hobbit.
It was hard for me to do, given that like it was so cramped because of the guy in the middle.
Oh,
And me
it's
and
the
my
guy
size.
in the middle. Oh, it's the guy in the middle's fault. Get out. Oh, the hair is... Look at this. Oh, man. The hair has made an appearance again. That hair is fighting the system and wants to be free of that hijab.
Hi. So I didn't really care. Whatever. I'm used to stairs.
You
I
did
am who I
care
am.
because that's
I
why
am
you're
what I am.
talking about
I'm in
it.
the state I'm in, and I have to deal with it. But another reason I wanted to get the St. Hubert's was so I would be full.
I need to take a screenshot. Literal devil horns. And you obviously do care about how people look at you because you always mention it. The more you say you don't care, the more we know that you do actually care because you're a narcissist. So that's all you do care about.
For the whole flight. Because the tray table doesn't come down on me
Shocking.
because of like my size. It doesn't come fully down. So usually if I'm sitting beside someone, I just won't eat. Sometimes I have snacks in my bag, but I'll get drinks. And I'll just say, like, I'll just give an excuse, like, they're like, you don't want food? And, like, everyone around me is eating. And I'm just like,
Can you
no, I'm just so
imagine?
tired and I don't feel well.
Can you imagine everyone around her eating, how she's staring at everybody? Because that's one thing that she likes to do. If somebody besides her is eating, she likes to watch them eat. Can you imagine?
I had a big dinner. Because, honestly, they serve dinner service at, like, 10:30. So it was easy to, just brush it off.
Sure, Chantal.
And then
Because
my stomach really didn't
10:30
feel well,
is your
and
cutoff
so I did
point,
go to the
right?
bathroom like 2 or 3. I think it was 2 times. Yeah, I went 2 times to the washroom. Then once I went just to take off my hijab for a few minutes and just like be comfortable. So I fit comfortably in the bathroom. There's no issue there. I don't know if the compartments are
BS.
just bigger, but
BS.
they're very nice. And yeah, they had 3 of them in the back area, so I didn't worry about taking someone's bathroom time. I spent about 5-10 minutes.
Why do you talk? Oh, they had 3 bathrooms. You talk like none of us have ever been on a plane on international flights. Shut up, Chantal.
So then, and being in the aisle, you can get out in and out very easily. And I guess I'm just sharing this because as a bigger person, having all this extra weight adds so much stress to travel, which is already stressful for like a fit person. So all the walking on travel
It's not
day,
stressful
I
at
do
all.
wear compression stockings, like black compression socks, that go up to my knees. So I'm just kind of sharing my experience as like an obese person, which I always like to do. I like to talk it out because
Morbidly
it's like
obese.
a bit like very exhausting. So then what did I watch again? Oh, I watched Lights Out, but I was like nodding in and out because I don't sleep properly without my CPAP. So I slept as much as I could the whole time. Excuse me. And then so I didn't eat for that whole 12-hour flight. Just had a lot of water when they would come around and some, like, I think I had, like, some soda. Because I was, like, getting
Of
kind of
course you
hungry
did.
near the end. But, like, they served breakfast when we were, like, close to landing. and it was like chicken and rice again. Like they served chicken and rice for dinner, and then chicken and rice dish, like a curry chicken and rice
So,
for breakfast. So I was like, no, that I passed up too.
yeah, I'm sure like that turned you off. Chicken and rice for breakfast. Chantal, you would eat chicken and rice if it was served every hour on the hour, 24 hours a day. Who are you kidding?
But then we get to Doha, Qatar. Excuse me, and I had a hiccup. But then we get to Doha, Qatar, and then I had like a 2 hour and some odd change transfer.
A layover?
So they had cars
Such a
waiting to
world
take us where we
traveler,
needed
you
to go.
don't even know
I
the word
used the
layover?
bathroom. I was so happy to be back in the presence of a bidet. And just like I could smell oud in the air, and I'm like, I'm in the Middle East. You see all the prayer rooms, and it's just like, yes. So
Like you use any of those prayer rooms in the airport? Shut it. Only the baby drinking a bottle.
I was pretty hungry and thirsty. I get to my gate. I decided not to buy anything to eat or drink. I knew they would be
Shocker.
serving something on the flight because Qatar will serve like a mini meal or a good sized snack and drinks. Even like the flight is literally 50 minutes. So I get to my gate, and then this lady from
Uh-oh.
Zimbabwe
Another complaint.
comes up and starts talking to me. She was so friendly, and she was telling me her life story, like how she was coming from Dubai. She moved from Zimbabwe to South Africa to Dubai, and she was going back to Zimbabwe because she got robbed. And she said that
Man, that sounds like some type of
they
scam
stole,
person.
like, they robbed her of all her things, and she didn't have much. She had like a huge teddy bear with her to bring for her daughter. So I felt so bad for
Oh
her,
my
like her story. But she
goodness.
was really religious, like she was Christian, and you know,
That's a
I
scam.
was like, I will pray for you. Inshallah, you will be safe and everything will be okay. She was like 25, I guess, and
You
she was
really
just really
believe that?
friendly. Like talked. We talked until I had to board. I'm like, I have to go. I have to go.
Okay. So if there's any people that do scams out there that, travel internationally, if you see Chantal in the airport, she's ripe for scamming. God, she's so gullible.
Board my, and my plane, and she
Chantal,
was
you're a
just like,
mark
good luck. She
trick.
was very, very friendly. So she had a bit of a sad story that I listened to, and then I hate when this happens. Sometimes when you
Diarrhea.
board a plane, you just go in that little tube thing right to the plane door. We had to take a bus.
I thought you liked the
One of those
buses
buses you have to
though.
stand up in. So I'm like dizzy. They make me so dizzy. So I'm trying to balance. I'm tired. I'm so tired at this point. Um, and so it was a good like almost 10-minute drive. Like I don't know how big this airport is, but
I thought you'd
to
been
the
there
tarmac
before.
place where our plane was waiting for us, and the amount of stairs I had to go up to get to the plane, it was a lot of
It was
stairs.
probably a
So
normal amount of stairs that
luckily
are
it was
on a
moving slow,
plane.
the line to get into the plane, so I could take a break in between the stairs. But they were big stairs too, like high up, so I had to kind of go one at a time, and it was really hard on me. But I
Stairs
made
are
it,
big
and
for a hobbit.
the plane was a really nice plane, and it was empty. It was almost empty. I had the whole row
Gee,
to
I wonder
myself.
why
I
nobody's
leaned
flying to the
back,
Middle East.
and I just like
Could it be
enjoyed the
the
flight. Like I just dozed
Israeli
off a bit.
situation going on?
And they came around. They gave us snack. I dozed off after the snack, but it was basically they give you a bottle of juice, like orange juice, and it was like a mini margarita pizza. It was so good. It was so good. So that was good for me. I was fine with that. And then yeah, we landed in Kuwait, and I went through the immigration, whatever you got to do there. And then the part of travel I hate the most because you're almost there, you're so tired, then you have to wait for your luggage, and around it's crowded, people are all rushing for their luggage, so
You just a
it took
complaining ball
another,
of
I'd
human
say, half an
flesh.
hour for just my luggage to get there, out of the carousel. So I finally saw my luggage, and part of me always panics, like, is my luggage gonna make it? I don't know. I always like that. I don't know why there's like oh, my hand was causing the lines in this video. Sorry, guys. Weird.
Because you have filters on, dumb.
Finally, my luggage comes. I struggle to get it on, and I go out, and you guys saw Salah waiting for me. It was so. I get so emotional when it's just the idea of somebody that cares about you and loves you waiting for you. And you see everyone else waiting for everyone to come out. So
Hilarious.
Oh, it was so nice. So immediately he took over the stressful parts, like grabbing, carrying the luggage through, and
Yeah, because he has to seal that
then
bag. That's
in
why.
the parking garage, like there was a juice station, and he's like, "Do you want a cold juice?" You could see how hot and tired I was, so I got a lemon mint juice, cold, cold. I said, he knows like to say extra cold. They'll put a bit more ice in it, and then they add a lot of ice, and then they strain it and makes a juice. And then to see the car and just get in the car and be like, I can't believe I'm
Oh,
here.
the
I
flamin'
can't
car
believe
from
I
China.
survived another trip. I've done this trip to Kuwait or to Canada and back.
You know what? And if you don't do anything about your health and you continue to fly like this, I guarantee 100% blood clots in your future. You can wear all the compression stockings that you want, considering you've already had a history of blood clotting before the flights even began. You're gonna get blood clots, Chantal.
Because each time I go, it's like a whole day of travel. So to go to Canada, whole day of travel. To come back, so that's like two trips, two long trips in one, you know, you basically, like I go to Canada, it's like a whole travel day. Come back, a whole travel day, like a whole day of like 20 something hours. So
Whoop-de-doo.
I've probably done it at least like 6 or 7 times now. Like it's because I've been 3 times. So yeah, about 6 times I think. No, I've been even more than that.
Nobody cares.
I can't remember. I don't know. But it was more than, it was a few times that
TikTok
I've
and the
done
blood
this. And
clots.
every time I do it, I'm like, I'm never doing it again. And I'm always like, how did I survive this? Because somebody with
She's never going to do it again until the next blowout with Salah, which I honestly think that's what happened the last time, how she fled to Canada because they got into some type of spat. And she was like, F you, Salah, I'm leaving, blah, 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 blah. Whatever happened, I don't even know. She'll do it again.
my health conditions, with my mental health conditions especially too, it's just, I don't know how I do it, but I just go into like survival mode and I just get through it.
Survival mode. Wow.
But yeah, so going forward, inshallah, all travel will not be done alone. Salah will be there to help me, and
Nobody wants
because
Salah
Thailand was
there.
pretty easy going compared to this travel. It wasn't as long either. Like 12 hours on a plane is just, oh, it's so long. 12 hours straight. Anyways, that's the story. This is a long video, I can see. So yeah, I apologize about that. But this dinner was so good. Oh my gosh.
No, it
What am
wasn't.
I could eat this every day. Greens,
Exactly. The greens that aren't
chicken,
washed.
rice. I just love it. Yogurt. It's like a complete meal. I could use more veggies though. I should have added mixed veggies in the rice. That's what was missing. Yeah. Anyways, so that's the complete travel story. I just wanted to get that all out there. Nothing major eventful happened. I'm used to sitting beside people now because I see that it's not so bad. I think it's because I'm apple shaped and I'm more wide this way.
Apple shaped. No, you are not apple shaped, Chantal. You are, let's say, shaped like a pumpkin. You are pumpkin shaped, not apple shaped. You have such a delusional reference of yourself. I mean, it's mind blowing that you don't like, you think the filters that you use are actually reality. They are not. You are huge. You're the shape of a pumpkin.
And this way, so like my hips do fit within the boundaries, like within the seat things. It's tight, but it does do it, I guess. There was one time I took a Qatar plane and with Salah, the plane was different. So it must be a different plane we took. The armrest didn't really fit down very well. I showed you in the video, but I was sitting beside Salah, so it didn't matter. But I was lucky. These planes were fine. But it's just barely. So,
You can lose some weight.
Yeah, it's a tight squeeze. I'm not going to lie. But I know that I can make it, so I don't stress about it as much anymore, especially since I always
hear
have
the
to sit
fire
beside people
department.
now. Always. There's not usually empty seats. It's usually full flights all the time. So, but from Qatar to Kuwait, usually never full. I think it's only been full once.
Gee, I wonder why.
So,
World War
yeah.
III?
Because I think most people there was there was a Jazeera, which is a budget airline here, that Kuwait budget
You were going to
airline.
say Al
and
Jazeera.
the line for that was huge. That looked like a full flight. So yeah, maybe that's what most people use, which makes sense because it's a lot more affordable. This was just part of the ticket that I had, so that's
Oh, so flexing once again because because you're flying on Qatar Airways. When you get a suite in an Air Emirates plane, then you have time to flex, Chantal. But until then, shut the fuck up.
why I went with it. Otherwise, I probably would have used Jazeera. I have used Jazeera before, and they're pretty good. So, anyways, I guess that's it for now. Thank you for listening to my story. I like talking about it. It helps me. And yeah, I hope it wasn't too boring for you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Okay, that was stupid. Yeah, and I'd like to, before I end this video, I'd like to comment and say, Chantal, you already forced another person, another predator, Skeletor El Scammy onto the platform and, forced him upon us. In fact, forced him so much that somebody believed your lies and actually was assaulted by this man. So that's number one. Now you're doing it a second time when the guy that you're currently with or allegedly with, I don't know, was saying disgusting things to another young woman, talking about rape, sexual assault things, whatever, disgusting things involving religion, and you're trying to force him down our throats again. You need to stop. Clearly, you have a type, which kind of makes you a predator yourself. So stop trying to shove him down people's throats. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants him on this platform. So just stop. But that's it for me, everybody. So I'll see you when I see you. Bye.